But for right now, we are wrestling with WWE Clash of Champions preview. And how should people listen to Clash of Champions, Scooter?
With their ears, obviously.
And what about those who cannot?
Well, sign language.
Facts.
All right, then.
Yes, a serious question. Get a serious answer.
All right,
But
then.
yes,
If you don't want to
but yes,
promote,
the remix this Sunday, Clash of Champions, Gold Rush.
He said COVID rush.
yes.
Oh God, the way this wrestling program's been going, it might be. Jeez.
I might have COVID before the hour is up.
Oh no.
No. Maybe after that, after the paid preview.
I mean, does COVID go with chemo? I don't know.
We will see.
All right, let's get into the first match. WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton in an ambulance match. Mitch Mayhem. Who will win this match?
Say again, sorry.
Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship in an ambulance match.
Fuck it, I'm gonna go with Randy Orton.
Alright. What about you, Scooter?
I will sum it up in one simple pun. Carol bask in his glory.
She's on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
God.
Dancing with the Stars, not Dancing with Scars. I think it's got to be Drew, only because this seems like at this point I almost think if Edge doesn't show up, I will be pleasantly surprised.
That's why I think it might be Orton because the rumors of them starting up a world title, feud. So I don't know. I've been hearing that forever.
I thought it took Edge like 9 months to recover from the injury that he sustained, and it's been nowhere near 9 months.
Yeah, he probably won't come back till. Well, I don't know. I don't know his recovery process, so I can't really speak about that.
Yeah, sometimes you just never know.
Yeah.
True. What about you, Kaliko? Who wins the match?
My body's thinking Drew, but WWE Supercard. The funny thing is they always kind of point you to a direction, right? And this weekend, like usually they have like the specialty card. Their specialty card is usually dealing with somebody who's of significance. And last week it was Roman Reigns, and because he came back and won the title. And this week's special card is Randy Orton. So
Lance
to
Catamaran.
me, yes, Lance Catamaran. They're in the Southpaw. I love that shit. But anyways, this week's card is Randy Orton, which leads me to believe that it's going to be Randy Orton because he wouldn't have a special card unless Apollo Crews got a special card. So that tells me like it's going in the direction of who is where in the trajectory. So to me, this screams Randy Orton getting the title. I feel like he's also the one constant on Raw. Like between him and Asuka, they're literally the two greatest things on Raw right now. Well, never mind. Orton, Asuka, and the Prophets are the three greatest things on Raw. And that's about it.
Yeah, I'm still pulling Luke Harper cards on Supercard.
I know, right? Luke Harper. I'm still pulling Alicia Fox cards. Like,
Damn.
man, Alicia Fox been out the league for a hot minute. But
I
they
think you
yanked that
guys need
Leo
to
Rush
update.
card off, though. They yanked that Leo Rush card off real quick.
So, Kaliko,
But
you're using the Terra Supercards for this one.
the tarot cards don't lie, man. Who the father of the baby?
They're upside down.
Your father, he drug dealer, yes?
I think I'm gonna go with Drew as well. I can't imagine Randy Orton kind of getting the belt at this point in time, and that's just my opinion there. Next match, somebody that we never thought would get the championship, Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Mitch, who wins the match?
No, I think Roman's the dominant one in that family. There's no way. I don't think it's even. I think it's a ridiculous pairing. It's not even close. Roman's gonna win. Duh.
I mean, the only time I ever thought of uttering the words Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for the Universal Championship is maybe Kaliko's 2K story mode.
See, I think if you're gonna even if you wanna push an Uso, I think you picked the wrong one. I would have gone with Jimmy.
Well, Jimmy's out with
I
the
think
ACL.
he has more personality.
Yeah, Jimmy got the ACL tear, though. So.
Oh, that's okay. Well, there you go. Okay.
Push
Maybe
for
they have nothing else to do with Jay. There you go. That's why.
And then Naomi just had surgery, so yeah, I see where you're
They
going.
have nothing else to do with Jay.
Put Alpha in there.
I know,
Against his father.
Get the youngest Uso from the Samoa Dynasty Wrestling. Get him in there.
And like, I'm sure there's like a third Uso brother that they keep locked up in the basement. That's like deformed.
Oh, there is a third
Timmy.
Uso. There is a third Uso. He's with he's at Rikishi's program. He's with the Samoan Dynasty.
Betty Sue Uso.
I think I forgot his name, but he's pretty good. That dude is solid.
I was gonna say a joke, but it's 20. I better not. Never mind.
Yeah, it's 2020, bro. We got.
No, I was gonna say something strength about that, but the R word. I'm trying not to say that anymore.
Or you could just say cockstrong.
Okay. You?
You?
I don't know about that.
But,
anything with the word cock, I'm good, dude.
Scooter.
I mean, South Carolina Gamecocks.
That's why I always hated them. I was like, this damn cocks.
See? They say it.
Yeah.
Who wins the match?
Well, no matter who wins, we all lose. So, yeah, it's Roman.
I mean, do you really have to ask the fucking question?
I mean, I don't see how you push this beyond one match.
It's like saying, hey, James, do you breathe air?
No.
It's an obvious. You're asking an obvious. Like, you obviously.
Honestly, I feel like as much as everyone's saying it's a lose-lose, I think it's unique story-wise. And the reason why is because I feel like Roman is not just going to win the match, right? Like, I feel like he's going to win, but I feel like he's going to cross some boundaries.
We're going to let Jay do like he almost had him thing. Yeah.
No, not even that.
No,
I'm thinking more so like
I would have thought they would have done that. Well, like he took him to the limit kind of thing. You know?
No, I'm thinking more so like a beat his ass to hospitalization type shit.
I would love to see Roman do that.
Because I think the only way that you could actually take him seriously.
So you're saying a squash?
No, not a squash necessarily, but I feel like Roman will win, but I feel like some aftermath shit, some shit that happens after the match that puts him in a hospital. Because there's nothing more devastating than seeing someone beat the brakes off their own family member. And you would think that natural restraint that you would have for a family member would come in, and he doesn't have it. So to me, I think psychology-wise, him just beating the bejesus out of him,
When you put it like that, I agree with you.
like centralize, like hardens him as a heel. It crystallizes him as the heel.
You'll have to take into account on SmackDown, Alexa Bliss stood at the entrance while Roman and Paul Heyman were making their entrance and just stood there and turned around and looked at the belt.
Which tells me that Fiendy's coming back.
And most likely it's Roman and the Fiend inside Hell in a Cell.
Right, and we all know that the Fiend is going to be a face. So to me, Roman being the heel, he would have to do some devastating shit. Like, it ain't going to be just like a 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3. Kind of like how Austin did to The Rock at WrestleMania 17. It wasn't like he beat him. He beat the piss out of him with the chair. And that, I think that is what crystallized him as the heel, more so than the handshake, actually. It's the process of him getting to that point.
Well, I did not expect such a profound answer. Next match, Intercontinental Championship match, Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn in a ladder match. Mitch Mayhem, who wins?
So Jeff Hardy versus who in a ladder match? Sorry.
AJ Styles and Sami Zayn.
And Jeff Hardy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. My heart wants AJ to win, but I see them maybe going with Jeff Hardy.
What about you, Scooter?
I wanted to know why Seth Rogen was on SmackDown tonight, but then I realized it was actually Sami Zayn.
He really let himself go, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean,
damn, cold-blooded.
Sami Zayn and Jonah Hill in their next, stoner comedy. I'm looking forward to that.
But I love those movies.
They're trying to evoke the feeling of Razor Ramon HBK from WrestleMania 10 with the both Intercontinental Championships, hanging above the ring.
I think it's pretty apparent. Yeah, I've noticed.
I mean, it's quite eerie to think about, it's AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy on a WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah, we've seen it on TNA, but not WWE.
God, I'm gonna say AJ.
Ooh.
I hope
you're right, dude. Fuck. But I just don't think so.
I'm gonna say AJ because you can probably get some more mileage out of AJ and Sammy, and Jeff can probably move on to, because Jeff's coming to the tail end of his career. We all know that. And probably before Jeff finally, gets a DUI for good, we'll have a universal title match, a title program in his future. So, yeah, I'll go with AJ.
And Kaliko.
To me, this rings of Hell in a Cell 2011.
Oh. Ooh.
And you already know where I'm going, because you got two obvious favorites and an underdog. And I feel like the underdog's gonna win. Sami Zayn for the win.
Like, you lock somebody out of a ladder match, though.
Because I feel like you forget he still got his homies there, which is
But are they really as homies?
Shinsuke and Cesaro.
They that separated, like if there being tension between those three.
I can see that, but hey, we all gonna come home. They all.
I'm just saying, what if Cesaro and Nakamura have had enough of Sami Zayn's?
No, because Lucha House Party is going to implode this Sunday.
I feel like SmackDown
is going to implode.
They're missing a faction, though. So to me, they were a
push
faction.
Out of that, Kalisto.
Yep, as the heel.
Oh.
So to me,
about fucking time. 2 years, 3 years too late, but whatever.
So to me, I think Sammy, because he's the forgotten one. He's the guy, and it feels like it screams 2011 Hell in a Cell where it was Cena, Punk, and I think he is. As far as like winning this match, hell yeah.
He came right when he came back. He was right back in the hall of it, dude. Are you kidding me? That doesn't happen for everybody.
No, but what I'm saying is when you got two people of a caliber of a Jeff Hardy and a AJ Styles, he's gonna be the back burner.
Apollo came back. He didn't get his title back, did he? No, I don't think so.
But I think it's gonna be like how they did in 2011. It was Cena, Punk, and Del Rio, and no one even thought of Del Rio winning.
That was a different time. That was a different time, dude.
But I'm saying that shit happens. There's always the person that you don't even think of. You're like,
I know it happens, dude. I'm not saying it doesn't. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't see Sami Zayn as an underdog. I see him winning a lot of times. I don't see it as him as the underdog. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying I don't see him winning.
Is the thing.
But him in this match, he's an underdog. And to me,
I don't know about that. He hasn't been derained of his Intercontinental title yet, but technically.
I mean, technically,
not
yes.
The old Shawn Michaels gimmick. Are you kidding me?
It is. However, the world moved on without him, and now
he got right back in the fray. When he came back, he was dropped right back where he left off. No hiccups. Maybe further along.
I get where you're coming from. I just think we're getting him being put back in the thick of it, meaning that he's a favorite, and I don't think he's a favorite in this.
I don't think I'll find a medium ground with you. I just don't think he's an underdog. I agree. I don't think he's a favorite, but I don't think he's an underdog either.
And we'll agree with that. He's not an underdog in the terms of the program. But in the match, he's considered an underdog, especially considering he's been gone for so long, and he's ring rust and the like. Hardy and Styles have been there, and they've been constant. So to me, that kind of phrase it as an underdog, if that makes sense. And that's why I think Sami Zayn's going to get the win.
I see where you're coming from.
And I'm actually going to go with AJ Styles. And I say why. Jeff Hardy is Intercontinental Champion. Sami Zayn thinks he's Intercontinental Champion. AJ really doesn't have any say to the championship. So why not give it to that guy? And that's my thinking of it. He has nothing to lose in the match. Alright. SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley versus Nikki Cross.
Look at your hand.
Mitch, who wins?
Hey, Mom! Oh, I didn't hear you over the background noise. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Bayley versus Nikki Cross, SmackDown's Women's Championship.
Bayley.
Scooter?
Bayley.
Kaliko, you want to finish this off?
Can I show Dad with my...
Big booty Bayley. What do you expect? I'm supposed to say. Shit. Pamela Rose Martinez. Speaking of which, they had it was Hispanic Heritage Month, and someone got pissed because Bayley was on the cover, and I'm like, she's Hispanic, yo. Cats don't know.
Because she got some white ass skin.
Women's Tag Team Championship match. Nia Jackson.
There's a lot of people like that, though, yeah.
And Shayna Baszler versus the Riot Squad. Ruby Riot and Liv Morgan. Who wins, Mitch?
Liv Morgan, who's on?
Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus the Riot Squad.
Sorry, Shayna Baszler and who versus Nia Jax?
Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, they're fighting against the
Right.
Riot Squad.
Okay, easy. Shayna and Nia.
Yeah. Scooter?
Such a tough choice. I'm gonna go with the Iconics. No, I want to say the Riot Squad just for shits and giggles, but yeah, Nia and Shayna.
Glico, you want to end this triangle?
That just reminded me. Is Scooter saying the Iconic? That just tells me how shitty the women's tag division is. Because to me, no, for real. Because it makes it seem like it's just
you're
there,
right. That's all I'm laughing.
and they're doing it the way that they do the tag divisions is they get like two singles people and put them together. And to me, by breaking up the Iconics, which were a constant in the tag division, it kind of takes it out of it. You know what I mean? Takes a threat to the title out of it. So to me, I love Ruby. I love them. I love the Riot Squad as a whole, but this screams Nia and Shayna. And my question is, what team is going to come together and actually beat them?
La Natalia.
Oh God, no. No. I'd rather have Mickie James hold both by herself, but that's a whole other story.
The Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Mitch, did you hear what I said?
Angel Garza and what? I told you before this, dude. Don't even go there.
The Street Profits.
Garza and Andrade versus the Street Profits. Basically the SummerSlam rematch. And the WrestleMania rematch.
Street Profits. And the what? What'd you say?
I said basically the WrestleMania rematch and the SummerSlam rematch.
If there's not a third team, then Street Profits.
What say you, Scooter?
Yeah. Weren't Andrade and Garza beating the crap out of each other weeks ago?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. They've been solid since they've dropped Selena. So
It's been coming forever.
Well, I have a sinking feeling. Yeah, Street Profits.
And Kaliko.
We are going with the Profits of the Streets because these streets be talking.
United. Mitch, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
United States Championship match. Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews.
Bobby Lashley.
Scooter?
I'm going to go with Apollo.
How?
And I'm probably going to say Apollo will have retribution to thank.
I could see that happening. That's a really good point.
That's exactly where I was going to go, Scooter. Yep. I see your point. Yep. Because I feel like that the Hurt Business being involved with that, and it's just going to go over into their actual matches. And that just gives it kind of keeps the Hurt Business and Retribution going. So, yeah, Scooter, I see Scooter's point on that. So, Apollo.
All right. There's a couple of kickoff show matches as well. Asuka and Zelina Vega. Honestly, you know how that's going.
Who the hell puts Asuka on the pre-show? Like, what the fuck is wrong with them?
Vince fucking McMahon.
I mean,
Like-
no offense to Zelina Vega, but she's not on the caliber of Sasha Banks or Bailey.
She's not even a
Doesn't
full-time
matter.
wrestler,
Like
dude.
that's your strongest. Like your two strongest women is literally Asuka and Bailey. Like it ain't even close.
Right.
And you put her on the pre-show?
Because they're gonna put all their energy into Bailey and Sasha inside Hell in a Cell.
That might be the case.
Yeah, that's a good
That
point.
while that may be because Sasha and Bailey is the hot storyline. However, like you can't sit here and tell me that they're all about women empowerment and they put their best wrestler on the fucking
Breaking fucking news. WWE are hypocrites. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, we know. Fuck.
Plus, I think after what happened weeks ago with
Mickey.
with Mickey,
Ah.
I think she's. I think this is a lesson, so to speak, a punishment.
For what?
For what?
Oh yeah, because they put her squash match on the pre-show. Good job. No disrespect to Selena, but they put her squash match on the goddamn
Salinas.
Zelina. She might win. Hispanic Heritage Month is a motherfucker.
Okay,
I'm
that's a
telling you.
far reach, Silico, and you know it.
That's not happening, dude.
Bro, it's 2020. Shit happens now. I give up on trying to like.
Reed Richards couldn't even reach that far.
Yeah, and
I have no idea who that is. Okay.
the Fantastic
Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, okay. I know who that is.
Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Lucha House Party. You know how that's gonna go. Cut and dry. This seems like if it actually goes the way that we see it going, a pretty basic paid preview. No, Scooter.
Yeah, aside from an appearance by Edge, I don't think there's going to be anything really memorable coming out of this pay-per-view.
Watch Brock Lesnar come back. It won't happen. Not now. He won't come back until like closer to Mania next year, if he at all. But I still think he will eventually.
I mean, he's a free agent.
Yeah, it's called leverage, dude. For fucking to try to get as much money out of McMahon as he can, and he's done it many times before. He knows how to roll with Vince. He knows how to leverage.
Who? Brock?
Brock, yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's going anywhere anyway because AEW ain't got the money to pay his ass. And
I'm
then
not AEW, UFC.
UFC. I mean, at best, UFC, the heavyweight division.
But he does use that to leverage. I'm just saying. Even though he hasn't entered into the USADA testing pool yet, which you have to do for at least a year to even consider fighting.
Yeah, but at best, he would only have one match, and that would be John
Right,
Jones.
It would be, I think, John Bones Jones.
Yeah, John Jones, and that would be
Right,
it.
that's
So,
the match everyone wants to see.
To Scooter's point, I think the only thing that's going to save this paid preview is possibly some really good matches. And when you have an ambulance match and a ladder match, there's bound to be some moments. My personal feelings, anyway.
I will give WWE this: their pay-per-views are always better wrestling-wise than Raw and SmackDown. It always like. Because I guess the expectations
storyline, you better be. Fuck.
No, I was just gonna say because the expectations are so fucking low that the pay-per-views.
But when you're wrapping up certain storylines, you have to have something more special than the week shows. It hasn't been like that, and it wasn't like that for a long time. It really wasn't. Like it all blended together for a while, except the Manias and Rumbles and shows like that.
And we'll be covering everything Clash of Champions next week on the show. I definitely think we're going to have some thoughts on it for our review show. So catch that next week. So we'll be concluding on this topic.